What's up, YouTube? Drake Elliott Fitness here, www.drakeelliottfitness.com. And today I want to talk about the topic of how to break a fat loss or a weight loss plateau. So let's just say, for example, you're going good, you're losing a pound, 2, 3, maybe 3 pounds a week. That all goes good for a couple of weeks, and then bam, next thing you know, you just stall out. Your weight loss just seems to stop, and you kind of get a little upset. And basically I want to do this video to show you guys how to break a fat loss plateau and how I implement that into my programs that I create, to remedy that situation. So getting into the first bullet point, I want to talk about the simple thing. The first thing when somebody comes to me and asks me what to do about a weight loss plateau is I'm gonna say, well, off the cup, you can either eat less or burn more calories. So that's simple. If you're eating 1,800 calories, right, and you stall on that 1,800 calories for like a week or two, and typically the first thing that comes to my mind is say you're gonna have to drop it to like 1,700, 1,600 calories to burn, to put yourself in a caloric deficit, or you're gonna have to burn more, increase your cardio, increase your workouts altogether, your workout times, or just anything that has to do with your daily energy expenditure. You need to increase it. But that's just the first thing that comes to mind. That's the top level. When that doesn't work, moving on to the next thing I want to do is talk about changing it up. You can change up your plan, change up your lifting workouts, but I think you should do these other two I'm about to explain to you first, because when you change up your lifting workouts, when you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to burn some fat. Now, this is granted, I'm talking about if you are lifting in the first place, which as a trainer, I would say that you need to be doing some type of resistance training. But anyways, your lifting workouts can change a little bit, but they shouldn't change a lot, because what you did to build the muscle, you don't need to switch anything up in the last minute when you're trying to burn the fat to keep the muscle. You need to have your numbers. You need to try to stay as strong as possible with all of your lifts and do the exact same thing, so that variable is not changed. You understand what I'm saying? Lifting is just like a variable, just like cardio is, and that's what I would like to explain next. Cardio, I would implement that more to burn more calories, because that is a variable that you can say, oh, I went an extra 15 minutes, I burned an extra 50 to 100 calories. So I can track that more easily than your lifting program, which should remain the same. And you should try to be as strong as possible with that, because that's what you did to build your physique, right? So another thing is you can change your macronutrient ratio, So say if you're doing 40, 40, 20, which would be like 40% of your calories from carbs, 40% of your calories from protein, and then the other 20% from fat. You can change it up to different ratios. You can put, let's see here, 50% of your calories from carbs, 30% of your calories from protein, and the other 200 you can do from fats, So, you can just change up different things, but at the end of the day, guys, remember that it's all about a caloric deficit anyway. And changing your macronutrient ratios, it may make you feel a little better, but a lot of times it's not really gonna come down to macros. It's gonna come down to the calories in versus calories out, So you still can't get around that. But what I'm saying is that may be a variable that you want to change, so you can may have better eating habits and things and be more happier while on the cut. But or that can supply you with more energy for your workouts to remain the same. You know what I'm saying? So now moving on to one of the major points that I want to talk about and how to break a fat loss plateau. This is something that really it goes against what you think would be weight loss. So, and what I'm going to talk about is reverse dieting. Reverse dieting is a point where you reach a plateau, but you don't really want to drop your calories anymore or increase your energy expenditure, do any more work, because you may already be doing a lot of things, you know, on the deficit. You don't. So reverse dieting is that point where you raise your calories just a little bit, like 100 calories more a day, you know, just a little bit, to where your body is going to react to that. And a lot of times, I mean, sometimes you can actually lose weight by reverse dieting by adding a few more calories, because your metabolism, your metabolism speeds up a little bit. And you know, sometimes when you're in a long caloric deficit, you can have metabolic damage from that, you know, especially if you're already pretty lean. So watch out for metabolic damage and implement reverse dieting by slowly increasing your calorie levels up. Don't increase your calories by like 500 calories a week. You're going to gain fat. You're going to gain fat. So slowly increase your calories, and this is what I do for my clients and things like that. Slowly increase your calories so you don't gain a lot of fat, but you supply your body with enough nutrients and give your body a little break, which it says take a break. You know, sometimes it's okay to take a break. Sometimes it's okay I've been dieting for this long, and your body is just exhausted because of the cardio and the low calories. Your body just needs a break in general. So what I would do is, you may take 2 or 3 weeks and just try to maintain your physique, give your body a little break from the deficit, slowly raise your calories up to maintenance level instead of in that deficit, and see what happens from then on, you know. And as a trainer, I would track that for you and make sure you don't gain a lot of fat. So, well, that's my spiel on reverse dieting. I'll go into that more in a specific video entitled Reverse Dieting. But for right now, that's what I'm gonna say about that. And then the last thing I put, guys, is keep going. You know, a lot of times we can be so impatient, especially when trying to lose fat, and we may have had results in the past. You know, you losing weight, and then you say, "What's wrong? I'm doing all of this, and I'm still not losing weight anymore." You know, just be patient. Sometimes that can be water weight. It can trick you. The scale can trick you. And that's a reason why maybe you should use tape measures and things like that, body fat percentage calipers and things like that, to better have an understanding of, am I losing water, fat, muscle, you know, losing that type of thing. But keep going with your program, especially if a trainer has written out a specific program for you. Keep going with it. It may be just you in a rut for a week, and then the next week you may lose double the amount that you were supposed to the last week. You know, that's just how our body works sometimes. If I didn't lose weight this week, and I keep everything the same, and I'm going to say I'll give it one more week, and then you say, wow, the scale jumped 4 pounds instead of 2. What happened? Well, sometimes our bodies just, we don't have full control of our bodies, but things like that happen all the time. And you don't need to overreact to the scale every day and every week, you know. So give yourself time and keep going on the program so you can keep all the variables the same, so you can be absolutely accurate in how to remedy this problem in the first place. So one more quick overview and I'm out. The first thing, eat less or burn more. That's a given. You know, it's just a given. Change it up. Change up your macro, your nutrient ratio. Change up your cardio. That goes along with eat less or burn more. Then third thing, remember reverse dieting. Maybe give your body a little break to readjust, and so you won't have too much metabolic damage, and avoid that. And then just keep going with your program and do what you're supposed to do. And sometimes in the end, it works out to where 2 or 3 weeks later, you've lost double, or you're right on track anyways for what you were supposed to lose. So I think that's about it about how to break a weight loss plateau. And if you have any questions, hit me up at DrakeElliottFitness@yahoo.com. And then, of course, all my programs are at www.DrakeElliottFitness.com. And I guess as www.DrakeElliottFitness, signing off.